What is going on, everybody? This is Matt Carter, that YouTube Realtor, and I hope everybody had a great new year. We're into the beginning of January now. The stats are out for December, so we're going to get right into one of the more popular videos on my channel, which is the monthly market update. So let's get right into those numbers. So generally speaking, the month of December is a pretty slow month in the year. Everybody is gearing up for the holidays, celebrating the holidays, the New Year's coming, and the weather starts flying out there. So nobody's going to be wanting to do too much during these months. And we definitely see that reflected in the numbers. New listings were just about 290 for the month. But you see that related to last year, we're down about 14% almost. So new listings definitely down. But as you can see, the sales were just about 389 for the year. Still down about 7% since last year, but you can see that the sales are definitely more than the new listings hitting the market. So if you're in the market, if you're looking to buy a house, or if you're on the other side, you've been looking to sell your house, or you did sell your house, you probably saw there was a lot of competition for those houses. There are still a lot of people out there looking to purchase, but not a lot of houses to pick from. So you can see that the sales were more than the listings out there. So everything that had been sitting around for a little while has been gobbled up. There's pretty much or next to nothing left on the market in active listings to choose from. So if you're a buyer, not going to be a lot of choices out there. I think a couple days ago, I took a look and the active listings were just around the 70 mark. There are only about 70 or to 80 active listings on the market, which is next to nothing. If you look back at historical numbers, months past, usually we're seeing that number in the hundreds, and that's when we're going to get kind of like a healthy active market, that there's a lot to choose from. Things are lasting a little bit longer in the past. So, when we're down at that 80 mark for active listings, it's really slim pickings for those buyers out there. So there's going to be a lot of competition. And that leads right into one of the stats that I talk about month after month in my market updates, and that's the months of inventory. So again, if you're not familiar with this, what months of inventory means is if no more houses were put on the market starting today, how long would the current active listings that are on the market last, given that they keep selling at the rate that they have been? And right now we're sitting at 0.2 months of inventory, which if you break that down, that's roughly 1 week of inventory, and then all of the houses would be gone. So that is practically nothing, relatively speaking. Again, if you look back historically to a balanced market, anything from 4 to 6 months, we're looking at a pretty healthy market. So we're approaching that 0 months of inventory, which means everything is being gobbled up, everything's being sold. So again, just reiterating, tons of competition out there, not a lot of listings to choose from. So all this competition has led to houses not lasting very long. Again, the median days on market is 8, so just around a week that houses are lasting on the market. And generally speaking, that's because people are holding off offers until a specific date down the road in order to garner enough interest and get as many people through the door as possible before reviewing those offers. So it would probably be a lot less if people were not holding offers, probably in that 3 to 5 range if I had to garner a guess, if people weren't holding offers. So that's also leading to houses being sold at roughly on average 15% over the asking price. So if a house is being listed at $500,000, on average that house is going to be sold for $575,000. Which leads us right into our next stat, and the one that everybody's kind of looking at and they use to kind of gauge the market where we're at, and that's the average price of a home in London. In December, the average price of a home in London was just under $695,000. Now, that's a pretty big number. It's the highest we've ever seen in the city of London proper. So definitely you can see everything I've been talking about has led to these increased prices, as we've seen month after month over my last updates, if you've been keeping up with them, or just the market in general. The prices have been on the rise, and we're definitely seeing that with the all-time highs in average price in London. So overall, if you're comparing this to the past couple of monthly market updates that I've been doing, more of the same information, the same trends that have been going on, not a ton of inventory relatively speaking. New listings hitting the market is right about average to what we've seen the last few years in December, but what we are seeing an increase in is that sales activity, those number of houses sold, which is leading to low active listings on the market and overall driving up that price. Again, super low months of inventory. There's not a ton out there to choose from and won't last too long if no more houses are put up. And that is kind of the issue that we're seeing. There's too much buyer demand. There's not enough houses getting on the market. So until we see some sort of correction on that, I can only see this trend continuing, average price going higher, months of inventory staying roughly the same where it is. And we're in December. We're getting into January now, and generally speaking, these are the two slowest months of the year. People aren't looking to do a lot of activity in the market. So I expect to see kind of the same numbers going into January, same trends. I expect the housing price still to go up in that month, unless something drastic happens. I won't get too much into anything else because keep an eye out. I'll have a video coming up in the next couple of days, probably next week, about the year 2021, a year in review, going over everything that we saw from January all the way to December, kind of trends that we saw and where we kind of expect everything going in the next year, 2022. Some things will be changing with the market, whether it's for the better or for worse. Who knows, but I'll get into that in a little bit. So keep an eye out for my next video coming up. And of course, if you found value in this video here, make sure you like it, subscribe, hit that little bell, that notification bell, so you get notified about all the videos I have coming up in the future. And make sure you pass this along to anybody that you think would value from this content as well. So until my next video, take care.